Chapter 5. Social Reformations in India. Indian society of the 19th century was in the grip of several social and religious evils. Then position of women in the society was pitiable and they were victim of a number of social evils like sati, infanticide, parda, devdasi system, polygamy, restrictions on widow remarriage, child marriage, illiteracy, etc. Over the 19th and 20th century, many of these norms and perceptions slowly changed. Prominent leaders. During early 19th century, debates and discussions about social customs and practices took on a new character. Development of new forms of communication, books, newspapers and magazines, leaflets and pamphlets were printed. They were cheaper and more accessible than the manuscripts. So, the ordinary people could read them. All kinds of issues like social, political, economic and religious could now be debated, discussed by people. These debates were often initiated by Indian reformers and reform groups. On such reformer was Raja Rammohan Roy, 1770 to 18,330. Roy founded a reform associated known as the Brahmo Sabha, Brahma Samaj, in Calcutta. He felt that changes were necessary in society. He was very well versed in Sanskrit, Persian and several other Indian and European languages. Raja Rammohan Roy was keen to spread the knowledge of Western education in the country and bring about greater freedom and equality of women. He wrote about the miserable condition of women. Rammohan Roy was particularly moved by the pitiable problems of widows faced by them in their lives. He began campaign against the practice of sati. He told people that the practice of widow burning had no sanction in ancient texts. As you have read earlier, the British officials had begun to criticize Indian traditions and customs. People were therefore more than willingly to listen to Rammohan Roy, who was reputed to be a learned man. In 1829, sati was banned. The later reformers used the strategy adopted by Rammohan Roy. Whenever they wished to challenge a practice that they found harmful, they tried to find a verse or sentence in the ancient sacred texts that supported their point of view or thought. They then suggested that the practice as it existed at present was against early tradition. For instance, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar used the ancient texts to suggest that widows could remarry. His suggestion was adopted by British officials and a law was passed in 1856 permitting widow remarriage. Many people and groups opposed Vidyasagar and even boycotted him. Further, the movement in favor of widow remarriages spread to other parts of the country. Veer Salingam Pantulu formed an association in the Telugu-speaking areas of the Madras Presidency. Around the same time, young intellectuals and reformers in Bombay also pledged themselves for the same cause. In the north, Swami Dayanand Saraswati supported the mission and founded the reform association called Arya Samaj. Later, by the second half of the 19th century, there were several reform groups across India. They focused their attention of sati, female infanticide, polygamy, child marriage, parda, prohibition on female education, devdasi system. Derozio and Young Bengal movement. Henry Louis Vivian Derozio, a teacher at Hindu College, Calcutta, in the 1820s promoted beyond all this. From the early 20th century, women formed political pressure groups to push through laws for female suffrage, the right to vote, and better health care for women. Many women joined various nationalist and socialist movements from the 1920s. Sarojini Naidu was one of the well-known socialists. She fought for women's conference in 1927. Hindu nationalists felt that Hindu women were adopting Western cultures and ways and that would corrupt Hindu culture and erode family values. Radical ideas and encouraged his pupils to question all authority. Referred to as the Young Bengal movement, his students attacked tradition and custom, demanded education for women and campaigned for the freedom of thought and expression. Reform movement in Western India. Prathana Samaj. Established in 1867 at Bombay, the Prathana Samaj sought to remove caste restrictions, abolish child marriage, encourage the education of women, and end the ban on widow remarriage. Its religious meetings drew upon Hindu, Buddhist, and Christian texts. Brahmo Samaj. The Brahmo Samaj, formed in 1830, prohibited all forms of idolatry and sacrifice, believed in the Upanishads, and forbade its members from criticizing other religious practices. It critically drew upon the ideals of religions, especially of Hinduism and Christianity, looking at their negative and positive dimensions. Veda Samaj. Established in Madras, Chennai, in 1864, the Veda Samaj was inspired by the Brahmo Samaj. It worked to abolish caste distinctions and promote widow remarriage and women's education. Its members believed in one God. They condemned the superstitions and rituals of orthodox Hinduism. Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Mission. Named after Ramakrishna Paramhansa, Swami Vivekananda's guru, the Ramakrishna Mission stressed the ideal of salvation through social service and selfless action. Muslim reform movements. The Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, founded by Syed Ahmad Khan in 1875 at Aligarh, later became the Aligarh Muslim University. Institution that offered modern education, including Western science, to Muslims. The Aligarh movement, as it was known, had an enormous impact in the area of educational reform. The Singh Sabha movement. Reform organizations of the Sikhs. The first Singh Sabhas were formed at Amritsar in 1873 and at Lahore in 1879. The Sabhas sought to rid Sikhism of superstitions, caste distinctions and practices seen by them as non-Sikh. They promoted education among the Sikhs, often combining modern instruction with Sikh teachings. Women reformers. In early 20th century, Begums of Bhopal played a notable role in promoting education among women. They founded a primary girls' school at Aligarh. Begum Rokeya Sakhawat Hussain started such girls' schools in Patna and Calcutta. By the 1880s, Indian women started to work and publish their critical views on the place of women in society. Women entered universities and got trained as doctors. Tarabai Shinde, educated at home at Pune, published a book, Stripurushtalna, a comparison between women and men, criticizing the social differences between men and women. Pandita Ramabai was a great scholar of Sanskrit. She wrote a book about the miserable lives of upper caste Hindu women. She was a pioneer in the field of women's reform. She had become a widow at a young age. Ramabai founded a widow's home at Pune. Later she established the Sarda Sadan, a school for Indian widows, in Bombay. Her greatest contribution was her effort, the first in India to educate the widows, and she left behind her pupils to carry her work forward.